Drama, bin drama, Arab drama, ole drama, bin drama, side drama, zote pamoja. Yeah. Folks, we are headed to a referendum. It is official. It is confirmed. Because the BBI initiative only needed 24 counties to okay the bill. As we speak, we have 27 counties which have said yes to the BBI bill. And several others are on the pipeline within the next few hours and on track to say yes to the BBI. What? How did it happen? How did it work out so easily for the BBI? What happened in the Mount Kenya region where we expected opposition? Murang'a voted unanimously, Murang'a MCAs, for the BBI. Kirinyaga, Nyeri, Nakuru, Nyandarua, all yes, yes, yes to the BBI. Karata gani ilikuwa nachezwa hapa? Well, that is what my show today is all about. Just a quick reminder, those who are interested in making a future in online videos, full details in the description area below this video on YouTube. Go for it so that you belong to my brand new TBT Club, Tomorrow's Businesses Today, where you get tips on a regular basis not available to others on the public channel on how you can get ahead on YouTube, including other brilliant ideas that will now work going forward because the world has changed forever. Yeah, so make sure you take full advantage of that. And the very special offer of only $39. But back to siasa. What does all this mean? What actually happened? Even people like Governor Kivutha Kibwana, who are opposed to the BBI before, have suddenly made a U-turn, and are now supporting. Wacha twende kazi. We find out exactly what happened. Karibu sana to my show today and enjoy. The question on the minds of some Kenyans is what really happened here? Because the truth is, most expected the BBI bill to encounter serious storms within the counties. Serious headwinds at the very least. Nothing like that happened. All MCAs in Murang'a voted for the BBI. Nyeri the same. Kirinyaga, Nakuru, Nyandarua. Many people expected some problems for the BBI, especially in Murang'a and Nyeri. It never happened. You know, sometimes you can do an analysis and then some breaking news makes you stop dead on your tracks and ask, did I get it wrong? Because we have been talking on this channel for a very long time about problems in the Mount Kenya region. We have also been talking about the popularity, alleged popularity of the deputy president in the Mount Kenya region. So, what were we really talking about? Did we all fall for perception tricks by a certain part of the political divide? Is that what really happened? Actually, no. And I'm not defending myself. What actually happened here is that we were analyzing political hot air. And that is perfectly normal, because the only time you can properly analyze political reality is after a free, and fair and verifiable vote. You see, political hot air is a very key and vital part of the political process. People must be allowed time to vent and say all kinds of things, most of which are contrary to the political reality. And this is normal, because what politicians are trying to do all the time is to shift the winds in their favor. And this happens all over the world. Let me solidify this point a little further by referring to the biography of former President Bill Clinton of the United States of America. Bill Clinton famously said in his biography that the making of laws is exactly the same as making sausages. You see, making sausages is a very filthy process. Indeed, if you manage to witness people putting sausages together, you'd never eat them. And the process of making laws, part and parcel of politics, is exactly like that. People huff and puff, people threaten, people play to the gallery, etc., etc. And after everybody has stated their position very strongly, you're sure that no law is going to be passed. But what happens next? Time to face political reality. And a certain politician comes back to their senses and confesses, most of my constituents want this thing. Another politician faces a different reality, and they say, this thing is popular with my people, but I don't have the clout, I don't have the numbers to pass this into a law. And so the horse trading starts. One side of the political divide says, we will give you this if you support us, and we're going to support your bill. You don't have numbers, but we're going to give you the numbers. And in return, we want you to support this. That's how it goes. And another politician with the numbers comes to the table and says, fine, we're going to support this, but on condition that you delete this clause. Now, that may be a clause that is critical to that particular law, but it is give and take, and therefore, that particular part of the law that would have strengthened that law and benefited many is deleted, for the sake of making a deal. That is how messy, the political process is. And when you get to the part of political reality, as opposed to political hot air and venting, etc., etc., many analysts don't confess. There's nothing to analyze, very little to analyze. Because the truth is, most analysts will not come and say, I thought this would happen. In my analysis, I said this and this may happen. But I was wrong, because the political reality is different. But what they will do is to brag. If they're correct, they'll come and say, I said this and this. You see, I was correct. You were wrong. Now, I'm not one to brag. I never have the time nor the desire to go back and point people to where I was correct. I would rather do that to where I was wrong. So, what are the political realities? Number one, the Mount Kenya region is not in the bag for the deputy president. That is a political reality. Political reality number two, the Mount Kenya region is not in the bag for Raila or even the handshake principles. No. Now I can already hear somebody saying, Chris, you're right. It is because these people bribed the MCAs. They threatened the MCAs. I hear you. But this is politics. Remember the process of making sausages? It is always messy. Bottom line, nothing out of the ordinary happened here. And that is the truth. In my view, the problem we have in Kenya is that we have too many naive people who have no idea what politics is all about, analyzing this politics. On Facebook comments, on YouTube comments, on other social media platform comments and posts. And people take them in. Indeed, some people drink them in eagerly. Yeah, and yet it is all rubbish. But they still eagerly drink it in because it supports their favorite presidential candidate. It supports them emotionally. But it is not political reality. It is not even political hot air. It is just naive rubbish. I am sorry I didn't use kinder words. I couldn't find any other kinder words without losing the meaning of what we're saying here. Another important reason why some people lost their way in analyzing these BBI manenos was failing to ask yourself a simple question. Who are the politicians behind this thing? Because in any situation, it is the political players who make the moves, who make all the difference. Let me give you a good example. Kivutha Kibwana has been in politics for a very long time. I remember him from the days of the NCEC, National Convention Executive Council, which gave the government of President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi many sleepless nights, and culminated in the constitution being changed to limit the term of a president, which impacted on Moi, and which led to Moi serving his last term between 1997 and 2002. Bottom line, he gets things done. He's a smart politician. He has been at this game for a long time. But he is not Raila Odinga. No. If you hear Raila Odinga is involved in any initiative, stop and think and analyze. And even if you hate him, that does not change who Raila Odinga is. His track record speaks for itself. So Kivutha Kibwana came out very strongly against the BBI. Indeed, he was a face of those opposing the BBI. And then recently, Kivutha Kibwana made a U-turn. He said his people were for the BBI and he couldn't oppose them. And therefore, he was now strongly supporting the BBI. If you hear Deputy President William Samoei Ruto is opposing something, stop and think. And you'll realize that he has opposed many things before. And clearly, he did not oppose those things because he was sure he was going to win. No. He had other very important objectives. For example, Ruto opposed the 2010 Constitution, and this gave him a platform and financing to move with others countrywide with his red card supposedly given to the 2010 Constitution. I strongly believe William Ruto already knew he was going to lose, but his objectives were different. He was gaining his supporters countrywide. He was getting to know the voters countrywide. And barely 2 years later, he used this invaluable experience in 2013 to win the presidency and the vice presidency for the Jubilee Party. Bottom line, when you hear William Ruto is opposing something, look for objectives outside winning his objection. Even if you hate William Ruto, that doesn't change who he is. You may hate lions, but that doesn't mean you do nothing when you see a lion approaching. You do nothing because you hate lions. Utaumia, bro. And so, my fellow Kenyans, we are definitely headed to a referendum. Of course, the bill will go to Parliament next, and they will huff and puff, and they will vent. They may even vote against it, but all inconsequential. It will have no impact. We are going for a referendum. What? And if I can give you a sneak preview of that, yeah, we know what to expect. People will vent. People will huff and puff. There'll be a lot of political hot air. But at the end of the day, there will be political reality. And the referendum will pass very early in the morning. Even if you hate the BBI, that is the political reality. Unless something out of the ordinary happens. That is politics. That is what happens. Kunaendanga hivyo. So don't get too emotionally invested in these political issues. Utaumia. Take time first to understand what this political animal is all about. And let me give some good news to those opposed to the BBI. It'll give more power to the people, to me and you, to oppose many things going forward and to change things going forward, including a highly populated parliament that is a burden to the taxpayer. Let me give you just one quick pointer. None of the people in the executive will not want to be president. The deputy president, the prime minister, his deputies, so close to power, none of those guys will not last after the presidency. And the only way for them to get the presidency going forward is to get the support of the people. And the way to get the support of the people is to listen to the people, become a voice of the people. In my view, and we'll wait and see whether I'm wrong or right, we will get much more done, we'll push through much more as the people of Kenya. Referendum campaigns have already started, so enjoy the political hot air, but never lose track of the political reality. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please remember to give me a like. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.